the pastimes that gave him immense pleasure. So the Kama Gyatri, or for that matter, the Gyatri mantra, has to be received properly. When Lord Brahma heard the Kama Gyatri which emanated from the fruit of Krishna, Brahma felt that he was twice born. He was already born from the lotus stem of the Lord. But when he heard the Kama Gyatri, it gave him such great intense pleasure that he felt that he was twice born. So when one gets initiated into the chanting of the Gyatri mantra, it is considered to be taking the second birth. In the 4th canto of the Bhagavatam, you read about Narada Muni instructing the Prachetas. The Prachetas were the sons of a king called King Parishad, and they had performed extreme austerities. For 10,000 years they performed austerities. They chanted a song that was given to them. They chanted a mantra that was given to them by Lord Shiva. And the mantra glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Lord was also so pleased by the Prachetas. The Lord told them, all your brothers have only one occupation, and that was devotional service. So similarly in ISKCON, we may be members of different varna and ashrama. Some may be grihastas, some may be brahmacharis, some may be vanaprasthas, some may be sannyasis. But our principal occupation should be devotional service to the Lord. So the Lord told the Prachetas that I'm very happy with all your brothers because you all have one occupation, devotional service. And then the Lord proceeded, and then Narada Muni in subsequent chapters proceeds to further instruct the Prachetas on various aspects of devotional service. So while instructing the Prachetas on different aspects of devotional service, Narada Muni states, a civilized human being has 3 births. The first birth is from the womb of the mother. And this birth is called Shokra Janma. Shokra in Sanskrit means semen. And Shokra Janma means birth as a result of seminical discharge. And this birth, as we know, is common to human beings and to animals also. So it's no great deal if you realize that Shokra Janma and die. You've achieved nothing. In fact, you've wasted your life. The second birth is realized when one gets initiated into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And this birth is called Savitra Janma. That is, you get introduced, you get initiated into the chanting of the Gyatri Mantra. And into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mantra. And the next birth is realized when you get initiated into the chanting of the Gyatri Mantra. And that is the Gyatri Mantra that's coming down in the disciplic succession. And this birth enables you to serve the deities, bless the deities, offer offerings for the deities, cook for the deities, etc. So Narada Muni's point is that one should obtain these initiations and surrender to the Lord, otherwise human life is considered a waste. So, in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, Gyatri Mantra is the beginning of all the Vedic mantras. So the purpose of the Vedic mantras is to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, for example, you see that different devotees and demigods are constantly glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the purpose of Vedic hymn. You can analyze any of the Vedic hymns, and it is nothing but a glorification of the Lord. If you analyze the Gayatri Mantra that is being referred to in the purport, the Gayatri Mantra is nothing but systematic glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, in India, people just chant the Gayatri Mantra, but the Vedic processes, the Gayatri Mantra should be received from a bona fide spiritual master at the appropriate time, and then the mantra has potency. If we just chant the Gayatri Mantra without having received it from an authorized source, without due process of qualification, then the mantra is not potent. But it becomes potent when it is received from an authorized source after due process. And in our ISKCON movement, the Gayatri Mantra is given after one has chanted the Hare Krishna mantra for a period of time, displayed a certain level of spiritual maturity and spiritual enlightenment in terms of knowledge of the scriptures. And then one gets qualified to receive the Gayatri Mantra. So, the Gayatri Mantra and the Vedic mantras, they're all meant to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the voice that we have is also coming from the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord, as it is explained, is the cause of all causes. Now, another point that is made in the purport is that in the spiritual world, there is nothing perverted. In the spiritual world, everything exists in its pure form. And in the material world, what you see is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. In the third canto of the Bhagavatam, there is a description of the kingdom of God. And it is explained that the men in the spiritual world are a million times more handsome than the men here. And the ladies in the spiritual world are also a million times more beautiful than the ladies in this material world. So then somebody will say, boy, then they all must be being attracted to each other. But the Bhagavatam explains, even though the men are a million times more handsome and ladies are more beautiful, they're not attracted to each other. Their attraction is towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that's all. And in the spiritual world, everyone's engaged in glorifying the Supreme Lord. It is also explained in the third canto. And in the spiritual world, everyone has an aeroplane. Oh yeah, you have these rich people who have these private jets. So in the spiritual world, we have these aeroplanes that are decorated with diamonds, emeralds, stones. And fortunately, they never crash. So, in the third canto of the Bhagavatam, you get a good explanation of the kingdom of God. So what is being explained here by Prabhupada is that in the material world, everything is contaminated by the three modes of material nature. So in the material world, everything is contaminated by the three modes of nature. What are the three modes? Goodness, passion. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains there's a living entity when he comes in contact with the material modes. The living entity, when he comes in contact with material nature, he gets contaminated by the material modes. It is just like rainwater. Rainwater, when it is falling and you lift it, save it on your rooftop, you'll probably get it in its pure form. But after it hits the earth and you lift it, it's contaminated, muddy. So similarly,